Okay, and quick disclaimer, if this is something that could potentially be triggering for you, do not watch this. I don't really do numbers or anything. I don't talk about like my weight or calories or any of that stuff in this. I'd probably do that in like future type videos, but just as a disclaimer, this is something that could be triggering for you in a harmful sense. Do not watch this. Bye. But if you feel like you will benefit from this or you want to learn more or whatever, please continue watching. Because personally for me, these type of videos did help me tremendously in recovery. And I hope this benefits someone. Alrighty. Hi, I'm Kaylee, in case you didn't know that already, and I am recovering from an eating disorder. To put the name on it, anorexia nervosa. I keep flubbing all my words. Anorexia nervosa with a sub-thing for purging. That's the short gist of it. I'm gonna bring this down lower because we're just chilling on the floor. Yeah. I am currently 2 months into recovery, and it's overwhelming. And I honestly don't know what to say, but I know this is something that I need to do. So I have like some like short notes for essentially all the points I want to make. So I've like struggled with like disordered thoughts and eating since like puberty pretty much. But over like the last 2 years or so, it's just like gotten progressively worse. It's just spiraled out of control, especially in the last 6 or 7, I don't even know how many months. But yeah, I was just like so out of control, and it wasn't until I was in a horrible car accident that it was just like a catalyst for me going and choosing recovery. And yeah, it was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made, but it's gonna be so worth it. To kind of like give a basic start to where things just like got progressively worse. I started like right after high school. So I restricted off and on throughout high school, but it wasn't until I graduated that I started to purge on a near daily basis. Like no matter how much or how little I ate, I would have to like purge. And that continued off and on until about like, not like off and on, it's pretty consistent for about like a year. Oh, I keep forgetting how old I am. I graduated in 2016, it's 2018. So that went on for about like 2 years. And then I stopped last year in 2018 and started going to therapy and getting help for that. And it wasn't until fall of this last year, 2018, where I was just in a very, very dark place. And I felt like, because it didn't start, like I've like had that mentality. Like I'm a perfectionist by nature. I just like feel like the need to like have this facade that I have all my ducks in a row. Like everything is perfect. I wanted to be enviable. I wanted all of that. Oh, it's in retrospect, it's so stupid, but that's just where my brain was at for so long. But I would just hit such a low point, and I decided that I wanted to quite literally just like starve myself to death as a form of, as dark and morbid as it is to kill myself. So I just stopped eating like cold turkey. I'd pretty much lived on a diet of pretty much only diet root beer, and you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about food or numbers or any of that stuff, because, like, oh, I'll put a full disclaimer at the beginning. Yeah, it was just really bad. But then I kind of realized I was really good at it. And that's just part of like my kind of obsessive personality, I guess, where I just became obsessive over like this game that I had. Like, how low can I go? Like, how many, like, how long can I fast? How long can I do this? How long can I do that? Like, all of this, it became like a game to me. And it was a game I was good at. And it just like progressively just got more and more worse. And then I got to a point though where I wasn't that mentally like low or depressed anymore. I was okay, not okay obviously, but just like where I wasn't like wanting to, where it wasn't just to kill myself anymore. It's just because it was a game to me. I wanted to, it was a game, and I like knew like to win the game was to die pretty much. Like that's like end game pretty much. But I didn't care because like in my brain I was like playing a game and I was so good at it. And it just like continued on for way too long. And and then I like kind of just like hit a point also where it just like hit to a point where I was just like in this downward spiral where I honestly, like that car accident that I got into, the shoulders like shattered and I was just messed up. It was just, in February I got into a car accident and I was immobilized for 2 weeks. I was a mess, and that was just like the catalyst after that for me going into recovery. It's like I had started purging again after that, and I was like throwing up blood, pretty much. I was just, and then it kind of just like hit me. I had just survived a near-death experience. Like, everyone told me after the car accident, like, could remind me how lucky I was. And for me to, like, just take that second chance of life and just throw it out the window, I kind of just, like, had, like, an awakening where I was just like, what am I doing? Like, if this is my second chance of life. And, like, that was, like, the moment where I just decided this can't go on any longer, and I began recovery. I saw a clinician, and they got me all connected to like seeing an ED specialist. I'm working on getting a dietitian. I'm on the road to recovery, and it's been hard. Like, I feel like I'm kind of in like a quasi recovery place because originally like the circle was kind of just like this big of things I would allow myself to eat, and now it's kind of like this big. But there's literally like a whole world of food for me to eat. And I'm still too scared. Like, granted, I do challenge myself, but on my birthday, I kind of just like pushed myself a little too far. I kind of slipped up a little, and I've just been scared since then to kind of like re-push myself. But you know what? I'm now dedicating this season of my life to full recovery. Like, that is the goal. Full recovery, full food freedom, all of the goods. Okay, I do want to talk about, though, is the dark, morbid end. Just, you kind of just, like, hit a point within the eating disorder where it does not matter your starting point or your ending point. Like, if you're sick, you are sick. If you are purposely starving yourself, like, denying your body the nutrients, everything it needs, it is bad. There's no such thing as sick enough. If you're doing damage to your body no matter what. Like, it's not good. But, yeah, I've, like, written out because, like, another kind of ED thing is, like, my therapist said that my memory is crap. Like, my short-term and my long-term memory are just garbage. But yeah, I wrote down, like, pretty much just, like, this list of all the damage that my eating disorder has caused me. So firstly, I slept on the couch for almost 2 months during the winter. Because in my room, it was just, like, too cold. I couldn't even function. I couldn't think. I couldn't sleep. Like, just in general, I was always freezing. I had to wear layers. I was just cold all the time. But during the winter, we put an additional heater in here. I couldn't sleep in here. It was just too cold. And I had to sleep on the couch in the living room for 2 months next to a fireplace because I was too cold to sleep in my bed. Okay. And then, also on top of that, I was, like, anemic before my eating disorder. And it got progressively worse with my eating disorder. Like, you know, like, anytime I'd sit up, it'd be like, it'd either go straight down, or I would just be like, everything would just kind of go black for a minute, and I'd just be like, yeah, not good. And then, of course, like, you know, crazy bruising. Like, even if I just, like, bumped into something, it would definitely leave a bruise. Okay, and then, yeah, I started losing my hair. That's still kind of an issue that I'm dealing with. But it kind of became, like, a thing at my job where I work at, where I wear, like, all black. I would constantly have to be lint rolled. And, like, anytime I take a shower, there would just be, like, clumps. It was so bad. Okay, and then, yeah, energy drinks. For working or working out, I'd have to drink an energy drink. Like, there's, like, no way I would be able to get through a shift without having that additional, like, caffeine coffee. I just needed the energy drink because I did not have the energy to function. And on top of that, it would cause me to have insane heart palpitations. Like, I was afraid some days that I was just having a heart attack. My hands would be, like, shaking. Like, my heart would be, like, insane. It was just horrible. Okay, and then, yeah, sitting on my couch, yeah, just, like, the bones of my body, like, I could not sit on a couch or just sit on the, like, couldn't even sit on the floor. Like, I'd have to have, like, pillows. I have to sit on pillows on my freaking couch. My couch already has cushions, but I'd have to add, like, additional cushions for me to be able to sit there and be comfy. Like, that's just awful. Yeah, throwing up blood. And then I lost my period very early on in it, and I'm still not entirely sure if my period's back. I got, like, a very short one after my accident, and I'm just not sure if that was just related to, like, trauma or stress, or it's like right after my accident, I just kind of, like, went on, like, this, because I was, like, on, like, pain medicine and all that other stuff, and pretty much just, like, it felt like a binge kind of, because I just pretty much ate a lot of crap, and then, like, after I kind of, like, came out of that mindset, that restricted mindset kind of, like, kicked back in. It was just like, what the heck? So, but yeah, I did get, like, a brief period. I haven't had one since then, so I'm hoping it will come back, and yeah, fingers crossed on that, because babies. But yeah, it just got to a very, very bad point. Like, there's, like, a time with eating disorders where people will tell you, like, you look so good, you look so good, you look so good, because, you know, you're clearly losing weight and people are assuming it's healthy. And then you kind of reach a point where you don't look healthy anymore and you look sick. And I remember pretty much, like, all my managers were, I guess my legs are asleep. Yeah, it got to a point where I had my managers confront my parents and tell them that I needed to put on weight. And it was just like, people just started realizing there was something wrong with me. And I remember someone telling me like what your body happens to your body in starvation mode, and pretty much like anytime I'd see like, yeah, oh, yeah, you kind of just like hit a point where you just like, well, I hit a point where I just looked so bad, and I didn't see a problem with it. Like, I considered it a victory once people went from telling me I looked good to, are you okay? Like, you're too skinny, you need to eat more. Like, that was like victory in my eyes. But like now when someone says that to me, that's like the worst thing I could possibly hear. Like, oh, especially like when you're like trying so hard to like get better, and you have like people telling you need to eat more, you need like telling you all of this, and like obviously it's like coming from a good place, but it's just there. I remember like this is like so bad. Like I'm terrified of doctors now. There was I feel like that's a common thing for people with eating disorders. I was just terrified of the idea of having to go inpatient. I'm still terrified of that idea of having to go inpatient. That is like what scares me from seeing doctors now. I remember like the car accident, like even prior to the accident, like that was my biggest fear, getting into a car accident and having no say in being, seen by a doctor. And I got into a car accident. Divine intervention, honestly. But I was like even thinking about it, like in that state, like turning the ambulance by it, being like, no, I don't need it. Like telling everyone that I was fine, even though I was like bleeding, clearly messed up. And then like, I was like telling people, no, I'm fine, I don't need to go. And then they're like, no, that's like what literally anyone says in a trauma is they try to turn away ambulances. So yeah, but yeah, it was just not good. And like the entire time I was just terrified. Like I could care less about the fact that, I was super messed up, bleeding, possibly have head trauma, all this other stuff. I was just worried that a doctor would notice something was wrong with me and make me go inpatient. And I remember like when I was like getting slid off into the board and triage onto the thing, and I was in my underwear because they'd kept my clothes off me, one of the ladies saying, she's so tiny. And that just like freaking me out. And then they were asking me, how tall are you? How much do you weigh? Like all this stuff. And I was just, oh my gosh, like what if they calculate my BMI? And I'm like, granted, like I found like my hospital records and everything. Because like it was like on the website, I had like access to it afterwards. And they totally messed up my height and my weight. So like my BMI was like at like a 19 or something. And I'm like, okay. I was just more mad at that than anything that they like said that I was like 5'4" rather than like being 5'7". Like that really struck a nerve with me, because that's just been a thing all my life. I wanted to be a lot taller than I am. But I'm gonna actually pull up that thing just to show you. It's like I showed it to my dad, who has like history with, he just like knows medical stuff. And my respiratory rate was 16 breaths per minute, and like the I don't know medical stuff. Systolic blood pressure was 104 mmHg, and my diastolic blood pressure was 51. So I guess that's like 104 over 55, if I know my thing correctly. And like I showed that to my dad, and my dad was like, yeah, that's like crazy low for someone who was just in a trauma accident like that. Like normally like your blood pressure is like way high. And I'm like, okay, how low was it prior to the accident then, or whatever? And then, oh my gosh, they had to bring in like an extra nurse into the triage room to help me stay warm. It's like I was like literally just like shaking. Like I wonder if I had like my body temperature on here, because it had to be low. Yeah, no, it's just a screenshot, it doesn't show it. But yeah, Like, I just remember, like, that entire time, I was afraid, like, someone would just be like, that's where their mind would go. Like, I didn't care, like, about the fact it was just an accident, that, you know, I could have brain trauma, I could have all this other stuff, my spine could be messed up, and my spine is messed up. I was just terrified, like, someone would realize something was wrong with me and make me go inpatient. And luckily that didn't happen, though. And I came to realizing that I need to get help on my own. But it literally took a car accident for me to realize it. I'm still learning. I'm trying to better myself every single day. Like, this is, like, literally, like, the season of my life. This is, like, what my life is right now, is recovery. Because if I just, like, put it as a low priority on my list, then it's not going to get done. So, and this is, like, my life. This is, like, literally, like, my life. It's just, yeah, it's my life, and it's in my, like, life and death is, like, literally my hands. If I, like, relapse, I probably won't get a second chance. So, like, I, like, can't, like, go back down that, like, brain hole. So, yeah, recovery is quite literally, like, my life now. And it's literally, I need to stop saying literally, but it's literally, like, yeah, clearly I'm, like, running out of words in my vocabulary right now. And my legs are asleep again. Pretty much. I just strongly encourage anyone who's struggling to talk to someone, get help. Just don't ever go down this road. And if you are going down this road, there's so many people out there who will help you, support you, just be there for you. I would be there for you. It's not something I'd wish upon anyone. And I'm, like, honestly, like, so happy seeing, like, so many people talking about it now, because it's, like, within, like, my own community of people, there's a lot of people who don't really understand it, because it is such a stigmatized type illness. Because for a lot of people, like I said, your starting weight and your ending weight, they don't matter. Like, there's no such thing as sick enough, but to some people, there's kind of like this image of what an anorexic person or anyone with an eating disorder looks like, and that is it. But at the same time, that's not it. People need to realize that. But yeah, I strongly do encourage you, though, to just be mindful, show everyone love and compassion, and just love your life. Love it, live it. Love yourself. On top of all things, just love yourself, love your neighbor. Peace everywhere.